Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Friday, finally, March 14th, 2025. Welcome to the last entry of my daily vlog for the week. Each morning, I come in here, turn the lights and camera to talk to you about what I've been doing next, and how it's going in this experiment, trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So let's kick off this end of the week by talking about what we did yesterday. Yesterday I focused on completing the new Friday plays. Got that all done by early afternoon. Released to members already. That will come out later today, of course, to everybody. Did a little bit of podcast writing. I wasn't able to finish that yesterday. Not everybody had all their notes in there to write to, so I'll take care of more of that today, but I got some progress on it. In the afternoon, probably by now you've seen it if you're interested, I did another one of those post-mortems, lessons learned here on the vlog, the vlog channel at least, where I take an old video from long ago and critique it, kind of, look at what I'm doing differently now and learn from things I did, maybe find things I used to do and don't do anymore. Maybe I need to. But I like going through those old videos and looking at, what worked and what didn't and what have I changed. And, it's one thing to be able to go, here's what I do, but it's another thing to understand the learning process and, an example of when I didn't know the best practices and when I do know what I hope now are the best practices. Anyway, I find those useful for me and somewhat entertainment value for some of you. So I saw a few of you got a chance to check that out. So good. And then in the evening yesterday, I had a meeting with Evergreen, who is our podcast group that we're a part of, and some potential good opportunities for advertising revenue, not just on the podcast, but a holistic view where, they might possibly be able to work with us to get some sponsorships on the YouTube content, because that's where we're growing the most. They never really paid attention to our YouTube content or our footprint there, but because we're growing so much, they're super interested in that. So opportunities. George is doing most of the work with that. He does most of the back end of business stuff, so he'll work with them most closely, I expect. Intrigued to see what comes out of that. Let's talk about stats, shall we? I can't wait, because guess what? For the first time in, 3 weeks, we hit our targets. Wow, let's take a look at my chart here. I'd like to be at or above this midpoint, 13,000 views and 130 subscribers. And we've been down under 10 even last week, 10, 11, 12, with a good weekend, a good performance throughout this week of stuff from the weekend. 13.2 thousand views, average over the last 7 days, and 200 subscribers. We maxed out the chart. It's just been, with more views come more subscribers. Again, that's how it happens. And so as the views kind of are ticking up, it's adding into that pool of, we're hovering around 160, 170. But anyway, and you can see in the little chart in the upper right there of the last 28 days viewers that it's been on the uptick, even yesterday, with no new long form published, on the strength of the recent shorts. Those are those tier shorts, by the way. Those are doing really well. The strength of the shorts and the continued strength of the content published over the last 3 or 4 days continued a slight, at least not down, maybe a little bit upward trend even, but pretty stable. What about then the total subscriber count? Well, the average like that, you can probably predict. Yesterday we're at 85,600 and about a quarter, and this morning 85,800 and about a half, about almost 850. So, so look, we typically see lately over the weekend, before we talk for Monday, we gain between 4 and 5, which means by the time we talk on Monday, I would expect us to be at 86.2, 86.3, something like that. Maybe more, I don't know. Yeah, it's 86 by Monday is where we expect to be. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. The doom is coming. It's unavoidable. It's going to happen, right? What inevitable sounds like a bad thing is happening. It's impending sounds bad. Whatever, We'll see it on Monday, is what I'm saying. So let's talk about today. I discussed yesterday about what I might do, whether or not there's content available to do something for tomorrow. something out on Saturday. I like to do. I haven't done it every Saturday, but Friday is a good candidate to get that work done. I'm doing this because this column, I have these weeks, the days of my week, and Friday is this column where there's nothing already planned except the podcast recording in the afternoon. And so sometimes I can get out a full production Friday. But because of the strength we've been riding of the 1978 Atari tier video, I think I am going to spend today working on the 1979 Atari tier video because it takes about 2.5 days of production. So if I start today, that means even if I can't touch it all next week, I can finish it next Friday for a next Saturday release, which would be tip top. That would mean we'd have another tier going in just 2 weeks later, and all of the associated shorts you can make out of it to drive some more traffic. So I think that's a good expenditure of my time. It sacrifices having a new video tomorrow, but I think the overall benefit is worth it. We'll probably see a little dip in stats because not another big tentpole video on Saturday, but I think long term it's going to make sense. I'll do my final podcast writing. I looked and all the stuff is in there. The stuff I just mentioned wasn't there yesterday. Everybody's filled in the cards, so I can get that done. We will do our podcast recordings then this afternoon, this evening, whatever. Usually we do about 4 or 5. That'll be 2 episodes again this time. We'll get those both recorded and out the door, ready to edit on Tuesday, the next one, and the cycle continues. So, it's a great way to end the week. Stats looking good as they are. I mean, we're just over the line. I expect. I don't want to be a doomsayer. Maybe by Monday we're going to be back down a little bit because I don't know, maybe Friday plays will do well. We don't know, but I just like seeing it at that target finally again after lamenting it for so long. So, I think, look, it's Friday. I know what I'm going to do today. Got the day stacked. I'm going to go ahead and get after it. No longer story or content yet to share with you in the vlog today. So I'm going to thank you, of course, for popping in to check out today's vlog if that's what you did. From the voting, looks like it's pretty decisive. I have a proposal we'll talk about on Monday in relation to the Purple People name that I think will make the most people happy. I think. We'll see. I don't want to cheat, but I think we'll talk about it. Get your final votes in because we'll tally that up on sometime Saturday after this week is over, and we'll talk about that on Monday. And those of you who are those purple peeps that are voting, thank you so much. I love you for being here. Thank you for your engagement and your just regular being part of my morning and part of my day. Have a great Friday and an even better weekend. Don't forget to do something great for yourself. And I'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.